Chapter 9. Disappearing Act. John found his space at the cricket clubhouse had been taken, but managed to park at the other end of the marquee near the performance area. As he was walking round the tent, he noticed a huge mechanical digger parked right up close to the back of the stage. As he was trying to work out what it was doing there, a huge man in a suit blocked his view. "Can I help you, sir?" asked the silhouette. "Just being nosy," said John. "Well, you'll have to move on, sir. This is a restricted area for health and safety reasons." "Sure thing." He moved on as instructed, but at the entrance door he found his way was blocked this time by 4 huge men in bulging dinner jackets. "Yeah?" demanded one of them. "I'd like to go in, please." "I'm sorry, sir, you won't be able to do that. There are no photographers allowed in during the performance." "Look, I haven't got any cameras with me, so I can't take any photographs, can I?" "Well, the performance is about to start, so you won't be allowed in anyway." "No, it isn't. There's still 5 minutes to go." Darkness fell upon John as 4 suits towered over him, blocking the light. Okay, I didn't want to go in anyway." "Excuse me, but this gentleman is expected. Would you let him through, please?" The wall of dark suits parted, and John saw the welcome faces of the Toastmaster and Dr. Salter. "Sorry about that," said the doctor. "They're very touchy, these security chaps, especially because they saw you taking photographs earlier on. I've arranged a place for you on the gantry up with the man controlling the lighting. Best I could do, I'm afraid. You should be able to see quite well from there. You haven't got any cameras with you, have you?" "I've got the one on my phone like everyone else, but I'm only here in case the tent collapses or something. By the way, have you any idea why a magician would want a mechanical digger?" "No." "Well, he's got one parked at the back of the stage." He climbed up the ladder and soon found himself in a fairly comfortable seat, and although he was a long way from the stage, he had a splendid view. After an extremely loud trumpet fanfare, lightning flashes and white mist, the great Zoldini made an impressive entrance by bursting through the huge paper screen on the left of the performance area. The mist faded to reveal him being carried shoulder-high onto the stage by 10 shapely women dressed in overalls, boots and builders' helmets and safety goggles. He leapt from them to the centre of the stage and stood with his feet apart, arms folded and glowering at the audience. He was dressed from head to toe in a bright yellow costume complete with cloak. "He looks like a cross between Batman and a daffodil," said the lighting engineer. Then the great Zoldini began to stride to every corner of the stage, explaining, very loudly with the aid of a radio microphone, what was about to happen. He told the audience they were to witness the most unbelievable and dangerous illusion ever performed. He advised that those people of a nervous disposition or with a heart problem should leave immediately, that no special effects would be used, and that photography was not allowed in any form. "There are no trapdoors or tunnels, and it is obvious there is nothing under here but solid earth. Everything you see this evening is really happening." He smiled for the first time as a middle-aged man in the uniform of a senior police officer walked onto the stage. "Now I would like to welcome the Chief Constable Michael Roberts, who has kindly agreed to assist me this evening." "Thank you, sir. And I would also like a member of the audience to help me as well." Silence. No one moved. "No? Oh, well, we might as well all go home then. Wait a minute. Oh, good. Thank you, madam." He walked forward with one hand outstretched towards a table of 10 giggling and cheering young women. One of them, in a bright green satin dress and red shoes, was propelled onto the stage by the others. "My God, it's Susan!" said John out loud. "Do you know her then?" asked his companion. "Yes, she's my girlfriend. But what the hell does she think she's doing?" "Are you sure she's not a plant? You know, working for the magician?" "What? No, I don't think... That's it," he thought to himself. "That's her mystery job. She said she had to travel a lot, and I suppose they wouldn't want people to know about it." "Susan? And do you live in Hemel?" "Yes." "And your friends here, you are having a girls' night out?" "It's a hen night, actually." John raised his eyebrows. "No, it's Sylvia in the blue dress." John lowered his eyebrows. "Can we have a bigger hand for Sylvia?" Sylvia stood up briefly and waved. "Right, Susan, are you ready?" Yes, I think so. One of his assistants stepped forward holding a pair of handcuffs.
Would you like to examine these, please, Chief Constable, and make sure they are the genuine article?
They seem to be in order. They were standard police issue when I was on my beat many years ago.
Then would you please sign them with this permanent marker pen?
Thank you.
Now will you lock them on Susan and keep the key in your pocket?
Meanwhile, the other 9 assistants approached carrying a 2-metre-long wooden box with 2 holes in one end. This they placed on the floor in front of Zoldini.
Are you ready, Susan?
Accepting a nod as a yes, he opened the lid of the box and got her to lie down in it. He approached the end of the box which had the 2 holes in it and slid open the top half so she could put her feet, complete with red shoes, through the holes. He then closed everything up and locked the lid with the padlock. The Chief Constable left the stage. A powerful spotlight was switched on to illuminate the box. Zoldini took a hand microphone from one of his assistants and stuck it on top of the lid with gaffer tape.
Are you all right in there, Susan?
Fine, thank you.
Good. I am going to leave this microphone on top of the box in case you change your mind. Can you waggle your toes?
The red shoes waggled. Why am I doing this?
Just to prove you are still in there.
Where else would I be? What's that noise? It was a distinct sound of a mechanical digger starting up. Zoldini stepped back towards the large paper screen to the right of the stage, while his assistants began pushing the box towards him. At the same moment, a JCB mechanical digger burst through the paper screen with a tremendous noise. The assistants fell over themselves in their efforts to flee to the back of the stage. The digger sped towards the box with its steel bucket scraping along the floor. It scooped up the box and lifted it high in the air. The red shoes could be seen kicking wildly and screams rent the air. Zoldini ran forward shouting,
Stop her! Stop her! She's still in there!
The driver didn't seem to hear him. He tipped up the bucket and the box crashed onto the floor. Then he brought the bucket down on top of the box, smashing it to pieces.
Go back, you fool!
Shouted Zoldini, climbing into the cab. As the digger reversed, he jumped down and knelt beside the box, which was now little more than a pile of splinters. There were screams from the hen night revellers. The St. John ambulance staff climbed onto the stage and the Chief Constable leapt to his feet. John almost threw himself from the scaffolding in his haste to reach ground level. He started running towards the stage. Zoldini was shouting,
Is all right, everyone? She's not been hurt. She's just disappeared. But where is she?
He picked up the red shoes, which were miraculously undamaged, and walked towards the audience, holding them high above his head. Several people in the crowd turned towards the entrance, where a voice, Susan's voice, could be heard. Excuse me, would you let me through, please? John spun round as he was running, tripped and fell into the arms of the security staff. Several spotlights swung round towards the entrance. John's mouth fell open as Susan, in her bright green dress, bare feet and handcuffs, walked down the red carpet to the stage to a roar of applause. As she passed him, she said, Are you okay? You look ever so pale. I'll see you tomorrow, all right? John managed a rather useless smile and felt as if he was going to faint. Zoldini welcomed her back onto the stage and knelt down to put her shoes back on. The Chief Constable unlocked the handcuffs, examined his signature and nodded his approval. Susan joined her friends, who gave her multiple hugs and kisses and glasses of champagne provided by Zoldini's assistants. John was amazed at the kindness of the security men, who sat him down on a chair and gave him a glass of water. A grinning face loomed up in front of him. Hello, mate, you look as if you've seen a ghost. It was Dick East. Here, I've got a note for you, he said, handing him a scrap of paper. The girl in the green dress said to give it to you. Have you got a thing going with her? Something like that, he muttered. The note said, Sorry about tonight. It must have scared you a bit. I have to go off with my friends now, but I want to be with you very soon. Don't be late tomorrow. I can't wait. Kiss, 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 Susan. You're a better colour now. Did you faint earlier or something? Very nearly, yes, he said, getting to his feet, but I'm okay now. He could see Susan in the distance revelling with her friends and started to walk down the red carpet towards her, but he was met by a wall of security men. Sorry, sir, said one of them. We're clearing the tent now. "What about those, then?" asked John, pointing at the large collection of people by the stage, who included the mayor and her guests, as well as Susan and her friends. One security man, with all the signs of previous kindness melted from his face, gripped John's arms firmly. "Those are VIPs, and they're staying behind for a party, by invitation only." "I've got a press ticket and a backstage pass." "I don't care if you've got a knighthood and a machine gun. You ain't going down there, mate." John found himself outside the marquee with Dick East, who asked him if he wanted to go for a pint. "Thanks, Dick, but no, I'm going home now because I'm getting up early tomorrow." Tired as he was when he got back to his bedroom in Watford, he was still wide awake with the after-effects of his stressful evening, so he busied himself with preparations for the morning. He packed a suitcase with his best casual clothes and washed and shaved. "Of course," he thought to himself, "I remember we're going to visit Ben at his place in the afternoon." And with that thought and the comforting realisation that it was entirely possible he would have a blissful, relaxing day with Susan, he fell asleep.